Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to NetGame. In today's video we're going to be going through Trae Young and Kevin Durant knowing each other for a while. Now guys, real quick before we do get into the video, I want to let you guys know that we will be picking one lucky subscriber every month to win a shout out at the start of a video. All you must do to enter is subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment down below saying I subscribed. Good luck guys. Now without any further ado, let's get into the video. So with Trae Young being one of the most hyped players coming into the NBA, even being compared to Stephen Curry throughout his college career, he had all of his height on his shoulders to live up to these high expectations. Now with Young officially in the league, he's done more than just live up to the hype. He's already surpassing it, but it's been a long road for Trae and it hasn't been easy. From traveling across the country just to find opportunities to compete playing basketball, to having the added pleasure of living up to his dad's own success as a pro. But luckily for Trae, he's had a few helping hands throughout his journey, with rappers like Lil Wayne and Quavo reaching out early to help guide and support him throughout his career. But most importantly, this is the untold story of Trae Young and Kevin Durant, and the impact Durant made on Trae and how it has completely shaped who he is today. Now let's go through Trae Young's early life. So before Trae became the fourth amigo in a mainstream sensation, there's a lot of untold story leading to his recent success that will shock you. Trae Young, aka Ice Trae, was born in Lubbock, Texas, and is the son of Candace and Rayford Young. His father actually played basketball at Texas Tech and even played professionally in Europe. In many ways, Trae's father, Rayford, has actually been readying him for the NBA since birth back in 1998. Trae was born when Raymond was a junior guard on Texas Tech's basketball team, and his mother Candace was a sophomore at the school as well. But even from the beginning, there was little doubt that his Trae would be a basketball player too. Candace and her first two children, Trae and Caitlin, were constantly on the move as they tagged along to Rayford's professional events in France, Italy, Portugal, and Spain. But eventually, they ended up settling in Norman to be near Candace's family in Oklahoma. But Rayford knew all along there was a tougher basketball competition in Texas, and so as early as grade school, he would actually send Trae on a ferry at least 3 hours to Dallas, or sometimes a ridiculous 6 hours to Houston, just for the competition and professional experience to be included in Trae's early development. Trae's father would often tell him, "This is what it's all about. Do you just want to stay in Norman and play with all your friends, or do you really want to be one of the best?" However, this is easier said than done, as it takes a tremendous amount of work on a daily basis to perfect your craft, but his father believed Trae had what it took. Keep in mind, all this expectation led to an incredible amount of work at home and even constant film study, which included Kyrie Irving's pre-draft workouts, Warrior games, and DVDs by Rayford's friends who populated NBA staffs. Both Trae and his father would even arrive early to hometown Thunder games, which interestingly enough, Rayford has had season tickets since the team moved to Oklahoma City back during the 2008 season, but they would go as deep as studying players' pre-game routines for different dynamics that Trae could mimic when practicing in his own ways. Friday nights for Trae meant cone drills at a nearby junior high. School days would begin at 6 AM at the YMCA and then resume in the afternoon, where his father would provide many opportunities and drills, including one which he would hold a broom above his head so that Trae could actually shoot up in practice floaters, which is a drill originally inspired by legendary point guard Steve Nash. Trae's father said there'd be 3 courts, parents joking around shooting with their kids, and you'd see this military dad with a broom on the court screaming, "Come on, get it over the broom." But honestly, it doesn't matter how it looked to anybody. You can't argue with the results, and quickly the results were in. In other ways as well, Trae's father actually prepared for the NBA lifestyle in any possible way that he could. Rayford wanted Trae to not only see what the lifestyle was like, but feel it as well, and pretty much demystify the NBA for Trae at a young age. Using his own personal friendships with plenty of players and coaches, he was actually able to get his son into locker rooms and chat with the superstars whenever and wherever he could as much as possible. Basically just to soak up the advice that they could give him and even get a sense of purpose towards his tremendous workload and craft. Once Trae was making his route through the elite AAU circuit, he started to meet stars as legendary as Laker Kobe Bryant, even Anthony Davis, whose advice to him was telling him not to shave his eyebrows. As a boy, he actually nearly wore Chris Paul's jersey any chance he got. But now, having connected through youth all-star camps and his professional career, he and Chris Paul speak regularly over FaceTime, often about everything but basketball. Golden State Warrior Kevin Durant even sponsored Trae's AAU team, and sometimes Kevin's people would invite Trae to come over to the ridiculous house to watch basketball and hang out at Durant's place in Oklahoma City, basically the same area that Trae grew up in. Trae's father even said that Kevin Durant gave life-changing advice over the years and assisting Trae to become the player he is today. Now, Trae Young attended Norman North High School in his hometown of Norman, Oklahoma, in which he started on varsity as a freshman. That's That's already a ridiculous accomplishment in itself, but Trae isn't easily impressed by the things he does. The very next year, during his sophomore season in high school, he already stepped up to averaging 24 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds per game. He actually ended up carrying Norman Hyde to the 2015 Oklahoma Area Championship and being named Oklahoma's Sophomore of the Year, with just the beginning for Ice Trae himself. He was barely 16 when he sat down for his first TV interview in his family's own living room. But okay, at this point you already know that this man has some potential, but what happens next breaks the door of opportunities wide open. Moving on to his junior year of high school, he somehow improved his game to an even more incredible level, averaging 34 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 4.6 assists that season, as he led the team to a 28-4 record, even winning the original title and place and runner-up in the 2016 Oklahoma Class Championship game. He was also named Oklahoma's Player of the Year, which is no surprise, and the state of Oklahoma's largest paper actually published a schedule of Trae's upcoming games deadlines and where to see Norman North's Trae Young in action. By the next season, the bleachers even just at the school's practices were filled with major college coaches. At this point, he's already putting up absolutely ridiculous numbers, and there's no way he can get better, right? Wrong. This man took things to another level, and not many before him have. In his senior season, he averaged 42.6 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game, while shooting 48% from the field, even once scoring 62 points in a 32-minute game, where he sat out nearly a quarter. On the court, he was constantly getting hit with double teams, but at the same time often breaking them by pushing the ball between defenders' legs and embarrassing them. With this power came great responsibility, and things grew so frenzied with fans trying to get post-game selfies and then meet Ice Trae himself, it took the team aside to the assistant coach just to act as his bodyguard. Absolute legend in the making, but Trae said none of this is overwhelming. I've been working to try and have it like this for a long time. Young was considered one of the best players in the 2017 recruiting class going into college by ESPN. ESPN themselves actually considered him the second best point guard prospect that year, while a lot of other websites considered him the best point guard of the recruiting class that year as well. Last year, as this college decision announcement got closer and closer, it all got to be a bit ridiculous. Trae would actually show up to the movies only once the previews had started, and he even stopped going to Thunder games to avoid fans interrogating him about his next destination. Well, there you have it, guys. That was Trae Young and Kevin Durant already knowing each other before he made it. If you did enjoy this video, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Also, make sure you don't miss out on our monthly shout out giveaway. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.